Cody Rhodes did the impossible. In 2024, he won back-to-back Royal Rumbles, a feat only matched by the legendary Stone Cold Steve Austin. The crowd erupted. Tears streamed down faces. For a moment, it felt like destiny. Cody was going to WrestleMania. He was going to finish the story. But then, The Rock happened. This isn't just about Cody. It's about a pattern of broken promises, missed opportunities, and a company that keeps prioritizing star power over storytelling. WWE has a Royal Rumble problem. Let's talk about it. Cody Rhodes' journey to the 2024 Royal Rumble was nothing short of cinematic. After leaving WWE in 2016, Cody reinvented himself on the independent circuit and in becoming one of wrestling's most talked about stars. When he returned to WWE in 2022, the reaction was thunderous. His story quickly became the heart of WWE programming. The American Nightmare wasn't just a character. It was a real-life tale of perseverance, family legacy, and redemption. By the time the 2024 Royal Rumble arrived, Cody was the overwhelming favorite. Fans were desperate for him to finish the story by dethroning Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, who had held the WWE Universal Championship for over 1,000 days. The Rumble itself was a masterclass in storytelling. Cody entered at number 30, survived a grueling battle, and eliminated CM Punk to win the match. The crowd in Tampa, Florida erupted. It was a moment of pure catharsis. Cody had done it. He was going to WrestleMania 40 to face Roman Reigns. He was going to finish the story. But then, everything changed. Just days after the Royal Rumble, rumors began swirling that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in talks to return for WrestleMania 40. The Rock had teased a feud with Roman Reigns for years, and now suddenly, he was available. In an instant, WWE's plans were thrown into chaos. The Rock versus Roman Reigns was a dream match, a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle that could draw mainstream attention and break records. But it came at a cost. Cody Rhodes, the man who had just won the Royal Rumble, the man who had earned his shot, was suddenly at risk of being sidelined. Fans were livid. Social media exploded. Hashtags like WeWantCody and Finish the Story trended for weeks. The WWE Universe had poured their hearts into Cody's journey, and the idea of him being pushed aside for The Rock felt like a betrayal. The backlash was so intense that WWE had no choice but to address it. On an episode of Raw, Cody himself delivered a fiery promo, confronting the rumors head-on. "I didn't come back to WWE to be a footnote in someone else's story," he declared. "I came back to finish mine." The crowd roared in support, but behind the scenes, tensions ran high. WWE faced a pivotal choice: honor the story they had built for Cody, or chase the spectacle of The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The situation escalated when The Rock made a surprise appearance on SmackDown. The crowd exploded as he stood face-to-face with Roman Reigns, teasing a potential showdown. The Rock's return created a dilemma for WWE. How could they balance The Rock's star power with the emotional investment fans had in Cody's story? Fans argued, "Cody earned his moment. Don't take it away from him." The tension peaked when reports surfaced that WWE was considering having The Rock win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Fans were outraged. Social media lit up with support for Cody. Even insiders criticized WWE for undermining the importance of the Royal Rumble. "The Rumble is supposed to mean something," one journalist noted. "If the winner's spot can just be taken away, what's the point?" Eventually, WWE listened. Cody Rhodes was given his WrestleMania main event against Roman Reigns. The Rock's role was scaled back to a supporting position, but by then, the damage was done. What should have been a celebration of Cody's triumph turned into a cautionary tale, a reminder of WWE's tendency to prioritize star power over storytelling. No matter how compelling the narrative, WWE is always one big name away from derailing it. But here's the thing. This isn't some one-time mistake. This is a pattern, an undeniable cycle that keeps repeating. Think back to 2021. Edge, the rated R superstar, defies the odds and makes an incredible return from a career-threatening injury. He enters the Royal Rumble at number 1, lasts the entire match, and wins. It was a full-circle moment, the kind of story that writes itself. The fans saw it, Edge saw it, the road to WrestleMania seemed crystal clear. Edge versus Roman Reigns, a true generational clash. But then, at the last minute, WWE got cold feet. They inserted Daniel Bryan into the match, turning it into a triple threat. And yes, the match itself was great. But Edge, he wasn't the focal point anymore. He wasn't the hero of the story. He wasn't even the villain. He was just there. And the fans, they weren't fooled. They saw right through it. Twitter, Reddit, every wrestling forum, it was the same sentiment across the board. Edge had earned his one-on-one moment, and WWE took it away. But the frustrating part, this wasn't the first time they'd done this, and it wouldn't be the last. Go back to 2018. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, steps into the Royal Rumble and delivers one of the most satisfying wins in years. The crowd erupts as he eliminates Roman Reigns and punches his ticket to WrestleMania. Nakamura versus AJ Styles, the dream match, the kind of spectacle that should have cemented Nakamura as a top star in WWE. But what happened? He hesitated. They failed to capitalize. Nakamura lost. And instead of a redemption arc, they turned him heel. His momentum evaporated overnight. A generational talent, a megastar in Japan, reduced to mid-card status. That's the real issue. A Royal Rumble win is supposed to mean something. It's supposed to create legends, launch careers, and carve out unforgettable WrestleMania moments. But time and time again, WWE has sent the same message. If you're not already a top guy, your Rumble win might not mean much at all. And that's a serious problem. Now, here we are in 2025, staring down another Royal Rumble, and WWE is once again walking that tightrope between spectacle and storytelling. The rumors are swirling, names are being tossed around, and the choices being considered raise some serious questions. John Cena's name keeps popping up, the 16-time world champion, a legend, an icon. There are reports that WWE is considering having Cena win to boost ratings and capitalize on his retirement tour. And sure, Cena's impact on the industry is undeniable, but does he need this? Fans online are already pushing back. They love Cena, they respect him. But another Royal Rumble win? It feels unnecessary. His legacy is already cemented. If anything, handing him the victory would feel like playing it safe, leaning on nostalgia instead of investing in the future. And even if Cena wins, then what? He's not a full-time performer anymore. He wouldn't be around every week to build the story. That means WWE would be forced to manufacture a WrestleMania feud around someone who might not even be available half the time. That's the risk. If Cena wins, it won't just be about him. It will come at the expense of someone else. Someone like Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, or young stars like Braun Breaker or Trick Williams. CM Punk's return to WWE in 2023 was a monumental moment, reigniting his career and instantly becoming one of the most talked about events in wrestling. His feud with Seth Rollins has been a major highlight of Raw, delivering intense promos and high-stakes confrontations that have kept fans engaged. But now, rumors are swirling that WWE is considering Punk as a Royal Rumble winner to set up a WrestleMania main event. On the surface, it makes sense. Punk is one of the biggest names in the industry, and his rivalry with Rollins is already one of the most compelling storylines heading into 2025. But would a Royal Rumble win actually serve the story, or would it feel like overkill? Some fans and analysts argue that Punk doesn't need the Rumble victory to justify a major WrestleMania match. He's already involved in a red-hot feud with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, so does putting him against Cody Rhodes make sense? And then there's the wild card, Paul Heyman. At Survivor Series War Games, Punk helped Roman Reigns and the Bloodline secure victory. In return, Heyman now owes Punk a favor. The details of that favor remain a mystery, but speculation is running wild. Could it be a guaranteed title shot, a key advantage in the Rumble, or perhaps a major storyline twist that shakes up the WrestleMania landscape? Even so, a compelling case can also be made for CM Punk's bitter rivals in Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre to take the win. But both men are currently busy with their own great storylines that don't necessarily fit well with a victory at the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins, coming off a successful World Heavyweight Championship run, is heavily invested in a personal feud with CM Punk. This rivalry feels more suited for a high-profile singles match at WrestleMania, rather than a Rumble win. On the other hand, Drew McIntyre is fully immersed in his vendetta against the Bloodline. His mission to dismantle the faction has been a core part of his character, and he's been an absolute thorn in their side. Drew's storyline does not seem to be stopping anytime soon, as he appears determined to eliminate every Bloodline member one by one. While this makes him a strong competitor, his story feels more at home, continuing in his war with the Bloodline, rather than leading to a winning Royal Rumble. In both cases, their current storylines, Rollins' feud against Punk and McIntyre's quest against the Bloodline, present less of an opportunity for Rollins and McIntyre to potentially win the Royal Rumble battle. Roman Reigns is another name being floated as a potential Rumble winner. Reigns, who has held the Universal Championship for over 4 years, is already one of the most dominant figures in WWE history. A Rumble win could set up a third match with Cody Rhodes. While this would undoubtedly be a marquee match, it raises questions about whether he is relying too heavily on Reigns and Rhodes at the expense of fresh talent. Reigns winning the Rumble would also feel redundant. He's already the top star in the company, and his victory would do little to elevate anyone else. It would also risk alienating fans who are eager to see new faces in the main event scene. WWE has a history of leaning on established stars at the expense of rising talent, and a Reigns victory would feel like more of the same. And then there's The Rock. His name keeps coming up as a potential surprise entrant and even a possible winner. WWE has been trying to make Reigns versus Rock happen for years, and if The Rock wins the Rumble, that match is all but guaranteed for WrestleMania. But is that really the right move? Sure, The Rock winning would be a massive mainstream moment. It would dominate headlines, bring in casual viewers, and create a blockbuster WrestleMania main event. But at what cost? Would it be worth sacrificing the credibility of the Royal Rumble itself? Because today's fans aren't the same as they were in the Attitude Era. They won't just accept whatever WWE throws at them. If The Rock wins, it risks feeling like WWE is once again prioritizing spectacle over the hard work of its full-time roster, something that has already frustrated fans in the past. And what about Sami Zayn, Jey Uso? These are guys who have carried some of the most emotionally gripping storylines in years. Sami's underdog story had the world on fire last year. Jey's struggle against the Bloodline turned him into one of the most compelling characters in WWE. But right now, their names aren't even in the conversation. And that's the problem. WWE has a locker room full of talent, but instead of investing in the future, they keep looking to the past. The Royal Rumble is more than just a match. It's a promise that the winner will get their moment, their chance to shine on the grandest stage of them all. But if WWE breaks that promise again, if they prioritize nostalgia over narrative, they won't just lose ratings. They'll lose something far more valuable: the trust of their fans. Who do you think should win the Royal Rumble? And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and help us reach 2,000 subscribers.